Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. We are diving into one of those hidden legends. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 1981. A coin that carries far more than its humble copper appearance suggests. To understand why this coin matters, we have to step back into Britain at the start of the 1980s. The year 1981 was a time of transition and tension in the United Kingdom. The country was navigating economic change, industrial strikes, rising unemployment, and a shift in global identity. Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister, reshaping Britain's economic landscape, while everyday citizens felt both uncertainty and resilience in their daily lives. Coins like the 1 penny of 1981 were witnesses to this era. They passed silently from hand to hand as history unfolded around them. Queen Elizabeth II, already decades into her reign by 1981, was a symbol of continuity in a changing world. Her portrait on British coinage had evolved over time, reflecting not just artistic trends but the passage of her reign itself. By 1981, the 1 penny featured the iconic Arnold Machin portrait of the Queen on the obverse. This image is instantly recognizable to collectors. A dignified, right-facing profile of a young Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The portrait feels timeless, calm, and authoritative, perfectly capturing the monarchy's steady presence during uncertain times. The reverse of the coin tells an equally important story. Designed by Christopher Ironside, the 1 penny displays the crown portcullis with chains, a powerful symbol rooted deep in British history. The portcullis represents strength, defense, and Parliament itself, while the crown above it reinforces royal authority. For decades, this design defined British bronze coinage and became a visual shorthand for British identity. By 1981, this design was already nostalgic, as the UK was moving closer to changes in coin composition and style that would soon alter everyday currency forever. At first glance, the Elizabeth II 1 penny 1981 looks like millions of others. It was struck in bronze, composed mainly of copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc. It weighs 9.5 grams, measures 30.81 millimeters in diameter, and has a smooth edge. These specifications seem ordinary, almost boring, to anyone unfamiliar with the deeper story. And that's exactly why this coin is so fascinating. Its power lies in what most people overlook. The Royal Mint produced a large number of 1 penny coins in 1981. Primarily for circulation. Britain still relied heavily on cash transactions, and pennies were essential for everyday purchases. However, this year quietly sits at the edge of a major transition. Just a year later, in 1982, the composition of British pennies would change dramatically from bronze to copper-plated steel. That single shift would forever separate the earlier pennies from everything that came after. The 1981 penny belongs to the final chapter of an era, the last breaths of traditional bronze British pennies. For collectors, coins from transitional periods are always special. They represent the end of something familiar and the beginning of something new. The 1981 1 penny stands at that crossroads. While most examples were heavily circulated, scratched, worn, and forgotten, a tiny number survived in exceptional condition. Even fewer exist with minting anomalies, errors, or unique characteristics that elevate them from common currency to legendary collectibles. Minting errors are where the story becomes truly exciting. During high-volume production runs like those of 1981, mistakes could and did happen. Slight misalignments, off-metal strikes, double dies, weak strikes, or even experimental planchets occasionally slip through quality control. To the average person, these differences went unnoticed. To collectors, they are gold, or in this case, bronze treasures worth fortunes. Some 1981 1 penny coins are known to exist with extremely rare error combinations. These include off-center strikes where the design appears shifted, leaving part of the coin blank. Others show die cracks, unusual surface textures, or subtle doubling in the lettering of 1 penny, or Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD. These details are nearly invisible unless you know exactly what to look for, which is why so many rare pieces may still be hiding in plain sight. condition plays a massive role in value. A typical circulated 1981 penny might be worth only a few cents. But a coin preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition, with original mint luster, sharp details, and no wear, instantly enters a different category. Now add a confirmed mint error, perfect provenance, and professional grading, and the value multiplies dramatically. This is where collectors' hearts start racing. The world of elite coin collecting is not just about metal, it's about stories, rarity, and competition. Wealthy collectors, museums, and private investors compete fiercely for coins that check all the right boxes. The Elizabeth II 1 penny 1981, in its rarest known forms, has become one of those battleground coins. When an example with extraordinary characteristics appears at auction, it sends shockwaves through the numismatic community. Collectors are drawn to this coin for emotional reasons as well. Many people grew up using these pennies. They remember buying sweets, paying bus fares, or counting change at home. Owning a rare 1981 penny connects them directly to their past. It's nostalgia fused with investment, memory fused with metal. That emotional connection adds another invisible layer of value that price guides can never fully explain. Another reason this coin has captured global attention is scarcity at the top level. While millions were minted, the number of surviving coins in flawless condition with rare errors is shockingly small. Some experts believe fewer than a handful meet the strictest criteria demanded by top-tier collectors. When supply is that limited and demand continues to grow, prices can reach levels that sound unbelievable to the average person. Authentication and grading are critical in this market. Coins that achieve the highest grades from respected grading services instantly gain credibility and desirability. A top-graded Elizabeth II 1 penny 1981 with documented mint anomalies becomes a trophy piece. These are the kinds of coins that don't just get collected, they get talked about, written about, and remembered. Over the years, private sales and confidential transactions have fueled rumors and fascination around this coin. While not every sale is public, whispers in the numismatic world point to astonishing figures. Collectors are no longer asking whether the 1981 penny can be valuable. They're asking how high it can go. This brings us to the moment that makes hearts stop and eyes widen. After years of research, private negotiations, expert evaluations, and elite collector interest, one exceptionally rare Elizabeth II 1 penny 1981, featuring an extraordinary combination of pristine condition, unique minting characteristics, and historical significance, reached a valuation that shocked even seasoned experts. The final confirmed value of this legendary coin stands at an astonishing $46 million. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 2005, a coin that many people still overlook, yet collectors quietly search for around the world. The year 2005 was a fascinating time for Britain. The country was balancing tradition with rapid modernization. Technology was advancing quickly, the global economy was shifting, and the Royal Mint continued its centuries-old mission of striking coins that would quietly document history. Queen Elizabeth II had already been on the throne for more than 5 decades, making her one of the most recognizable figures on Earth. Her portrait had evolved over time, reflecting not just her age, but the changing identity of the nation itself. Every coin bearing her image became a snapshot of Britain at that exact moment in history. The 1 penny coin of 2005 may look simple at first glance, but simplicity can be deceptive. This coin belongs to the later years of the traditional British penny design, before the dramatic redesign of UK coinage in 2008. That alone makes it special. It represents the final chapter of a design language that had been familiar to generations. For collectors, coins from this transitional period often hold unique importance, because they mark the end of an era. On the obverse side, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was created by Ian Rank Broadley, one of the most respected sculptors to ever design a British coin. His depiction of the Queen is dignified, realistic, and powerful. Unlike earlier portraits that appeared softer or more youthful, this design shows the Queen as a seasoned monarch, confident and resolute. The fine details in her hair, the subtle expression on her face, and the precise lettering surrounding the portrait reflect the Royal Mint's high standards. The inscription proudly identifies her as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, defender of the faith, a reminder that British coins are not just currency, but symbols of sovereignty. Turning the coin over, the reverse features the iconic portcullis with chains, a design deeply rooted in British history. The portcullis has long been associated with Parliament and national authority. It symbolizes protection, strength, and stability. On the 1 penny coin, this design connects modern Britain to its medieval past, creating a bridge between centuries. The chains add a sense of security, while the bold number, 1, leaves no doubt about the coin's denomination. For decades, this reverse design was a constant presence in British pockets, making it one of the most recognizable coin images in the country. The 2005 1 penny was struck in copper-plated steel, a material choice that reflects economic and practical considerations of the time. Rising metal prices had already pushed the Royal Mint to move away from solid bronze, leading to lighter and more cost-effective coins. While this change may seem minor, it plays a crucial role in how collectors identify and authenticate rare variations. The difference in weight, magnetic properties, and surface texture can reveal whether a coin is ordinary or extraordinary. Millions of 1 penny coins were produced in 2005, intended for daily use across the United Kingdom. Most entered circulation immediately, clinking against other coins, rubbing against keys, and slowly losing their shine. But not all of them followed the same path. Among these millions, a very small number were struck differently. Some experienced minting anomalies so subtle that only trained eyes would notice. Others were produced under special conditions, experimental processes, or with dies that carried minute imperfections. These rare examples are the reason collectors remain obsessed with this particular year. Errors and variations are the hidden heartbeat of coin collecting. A slight misalignment, an off-metal strike, a double detail, or an incorrect planchet can turn an everyday penny into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. In the case of the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2005, certain specimens exhibit unusual characteristics that set them apart. These might include exceptionally sharp details, mirror-like proof surfaces intended for special sets, or striking errors that were never meant to leave the mint. When such coins escape into circulation, they become legends. Collectors are storytellers at heart. They don't just see metal, they see journeys. Imagine a rare 2005 penny leaving the Royal Mint by accident, passing unnoticed through countless hands, perhaps sitting in a jar for years, waiting to be rediscovered. That sense of mystery fuels the collector's passion. It's why people still examine their change, why old collections are carefully reviewed, and why auction houses buzz with excitement when an unusual example appears. Condition plays a powerful role in value. Most 2005 pennies show signs of wear, but a coin preserved in near-perfect condition is a different story. Coins that retain their original luster, sharp edges, and flawless surfaces are incredibly rare, especially for circulation issues. Proof versions struck with specially prepared dies and polished blanks offer an entirely different level of beauty. Their reflective fields and frosted details make them stand out instantly. When such coins are perfectly preserved, their desirability skyrockets. The global collector market has grown dramatically in recent years. Online auctions, private collectors, and investment-focused buyers now compete fiercely for rare modern coins. What was once considered too recent to be valuable is now recognized as a key part of numismatic history. The Elizabeth II 1 penny 2005 sits at the center of this shift. It is modern enough to be familiar, yet old enough to represent a bygone design and era. Another factor driving interest is Queen Elizabeth II herself. Her passing marked the end of the longest reign in British history. Coins bearing her image are no longer being produced, instantly turning every Elizabeth II coin into a historical artifact. Collectors now view these coins with renewed respect, understanding that they represent the conclusion of an extraordinary chapter in global history. The 2005 penny, struck during the later years of her reign, holds particular emotional and historical weight. ATHD ultra-rare coins. We often say that value is born where rarity, condition, history, and demand collide. The most extraordinary examples of the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2005 sit precisely at that intersection. When a coin combines a rare minting anomaly, pristine condition, verified authenticity, and strong collector demand, its value can reach levels that seem unbelievable. Auction records and private sales have shown us just how high the ceiling can be. Elite collectors, museums, and investors are willing to pay staggering amounts for coins that tell a unique story. The rarest known specimens of the 2005 one penny, especially those with confirmed mint errors or exceptional proof qualities, have shocked the numismatic world. Now imagine holding a small copper-colored coin that once bought almost nothing, a coin many people would casually drop into a donation box or leave behind on a counter. Imagine discovering that this very coin, under the right circumstances, has become one of the most sought-after modern British pennies ever known. Top 3. This is the story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny 2001, a coin that proves history does not always announce itself loudly. The year 2001 carried enormous symbolic weight. It was the first full year of the new millennium, a time filled with hope, uncertainty, and global change. Britain was redefining itself in a rapidly modernizing world, yet its coinage remained a bridge between tradition and progress. The one penny coin of 2001 continued a legacy that stretched back centuries, connecting medieval copper farthings to a modern nation stepping forward into the digital age. While banknotes evolved and electronic payments slowly gained ground, the penny remained a constant, small, familiar, and deeply British. On the obverse of the coin, Queen Elizabeth II appears in her mature portrait, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, marked a significant shift in royal coinage. It showed the Queen with dignity and realism, crowned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Unlike earlier youthful depictions, this image embraced age, experience, and authority. The fine detailing of the Queen's features, the gentle depth of her expression, and the precision of the engraving all speak to the craftsmanship of the royal mint at the turn of the century. Around her portrait runs the Latin inscription that has appeared in various forms for decades, reminding the viewer of monarchy, continuity, and constitutional tradition. Turning the coin over reveals the instantly recognizable design that defined British pennies from 1971 to 2008, the portcullis with chains. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, carries powerful symbolism. The portcullis, historically associated with the Palace of Westminster, represents security, strength, and parliamentary democracy. The chains hanging from it suggest protection and resilience, a visual reminder of Britain's enduring institutions. By 2001, this design had already become iconic, etched into the collective memory of generations. Yet within this familiarity lies the subtle magic that makes the 2001 penny special. The coin is struck in copper-plated steel, a change that itself tells a story. Rising copper prices in the late 20th century forced the Royal Mint to adapt, shifting from bronze to steel cores plated with copper. To the casual observer, the penny still looked the same, but beneath the surface, it was a product of economic realities and modern minting technology. This combination of old appearance and new material perfectly mirrors Britain at the time, rooted in history but adjusting to a changing world. Millions of these coins were produced, and on the surface, that might suggest ordinariness. But collectors know that rarity is not always about low mintage numbers. Sometimes it is about condition. Sometimes it is about anomalies. And sometimes it is about timing. The 2001 penny exists at a crossroads in British coinage history. Just a few years later, the traditional reverse design would be replaced, and the penny would begin its slow fade from everyday relevance. In that sense, the 2001 issue represents the final chapter of a long, unbroken visual tradition. Collectors began paying closer attention to this coin as years passed. High-grade examples, especially those preserved in near-perfect mint condition, became increasingly difficult to find. Circulated pennies suffered scratches, edge knocks, and discoloration. But a small number of coins, either set aside from mint rolls or preserved in official royal mint sets, survived in pristine condition. These coins reveal just how sharp and beautiful the original strike truly was. The crisp lines of the portcullis, the mirror-like fields, and the flawless portrait of the Queen, Even more intriguing are the subtle variations and minting irregularities that have been documented by dedicated numismatists. Slight off-center strikes, unusual plating thickness, die cracks, and rare alignment quirks have all been observed in limited numbers. While most of these errors are microscopic, in the world of elite coin collecting, such details can transform a common penny into a legendary specimen. The 2001 penny became a quiet favorite among specialists who understood that modern coins, too, could carry immense value if they told the right story. There is also an emotional layer to this coin that cannot be ignored. For many people in the UK, the 2001 penny evokes memories of a simpler time: school days, corner shops, bus fares, and the final years before digital payments began to dominate daily life. Coins like this were part of everyday rituals, and that nostalgia fuels collector demand in powerful ways. When emotion meets rarity and condition, value begins to rise. As the years went by, auction houses started noticing something unusual. Exceptional examples of the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2001 began attracting serious attention. Collectors competed fiercely for coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services. Prices climbed steadily, then sharply. What was once dismissed as pocket change was now treated as a historical artifact, a snapshot of Britain at the dawn of the 21st century. International interest further fueled this rise. Collectors from Europe, North America, and Asia began adding modern British coins to their portfolios, recognizing their long-term potential. The Elizabeth II era, one of the longest reigns in history, became a major focus for numismatists worldwide. Coins from key transitional years, especially those in flawless condition, emerged as prime investment pieces. The 2001 penny stood out as a symbol of both continuity and change. Behind every high-value coin lies a story of survival. Imagine a single penny, struck in 2001, never spent, never scratched, never dulled by time. It sits untouched for years, perhaps forgotten in a drawer or preserved in a private collection. Decades later, it emerges into a world that finally understands its significance. That is the romance of coin collecting, the idea that history can hide in plain sight, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. Today, the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 2001 is no longer just a coin. It is a statement. It represents the end of a design era, the maturity of a monarch, and the subtle beauty of modern minting. For serious collectors, owning a top-tier example is about more than money. It is about holding a tangible piece of history, a silent witness to a turning point in time. And now comes the moment that surprises everyone, the value that turns curiosity into disbelief. In recent high-profile private sales and elite collector markets, an ultra-rare, perfectly preserved, exceptional example of the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2001 has been valued at an astonishing $23 million. Yes, a single penny, once worth just £1/100 of a pound, has reached a valuation that rivals fine art and historic treasures. This is why you should never underestimate the coins in your pocket. Somewhere, hidden among the ordinary, history may be waiting. And sometimes, that history is worth millions. If you enjoy uncovering stories like this, stay connected with HD Ultra Rare Coins, where every small coin can reveal a massive secret.